everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about some of my favorite makeup products of all time, highlighters. I love highlights so much. You guys know that I've mentioned in some of my other videos that eyeshadows and lipsticks are like my favorite makeup products, but after that, I love highlights. I just feel like they can transform a look so much, and they're beautiful. I mean, they're freaking beautiful to look at. I love them. I have Drugstore, I have high-end, I have natural highlights, I have super blinding see you from space highlights. So yeah, if you want to see some of my personal favorite highlights, then just keep on watching. So I'm going to start out by talking about my favorite natural highlights. I really tried to narrow down the bunch, you guys. I really tried to narrow it down to like my favorite highlights, which was super hard. Maybe one day I'll do like a highlight collection, but for now I just kind of wanted to show my favorite highlights. So I'm going to start out by showing you my favorite natural highlights, and for every single highlight that I show I will insert swatches as well. So the first highlight that I have is the Wet n Wild Coloricon bronzer in the shade Reserve Your Cabana. This is obviously not a bronzer. I use this in my back to school makeup tutorial, so if you want to see that in action you can go to that video. But this highlight is one of those that you're gonna swatch and you're really not really gonna think anything of it. It doesn't have a lot of shimmer to it, it doesn't have a lot of sheen, but it just does something to your face. If you want to look like you're glowing from within, or you just want something very subtle, then this is something that you would love, I think. And I love the formula on this. The powder it feels so nice, and I can use this under my under eyes and it doesn't look heavy. I love putting this all over my face. I also think this is very great for brides, because a lot of times on your wedding day you don't want to be like super made over. You just want something very light and very soft, so I think that this is perfect. And to me, this reminds me a lot of one of the next powders that I'm going to show you, which is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder. I have the shade Dim Light. This is another one of those that you're going to swatch and you're not really going to think anything of it, but when you put it on your face, it's glorious. It really is, you guys. It's glorious. I wore this on my wedding day because I just wanted a soft glow. And this is just beautiful. It just feels so amazing. It's so finely milled, and the texture is just gorgeous. I put this over my cheekbones today. I put a more intense highlighter up under it, but this is just going to give you a very soft glow, and to me these remind me a lot of each other in the terms of what they look like on your face. My last favorite subtle highlight is the Essence Pure Nude Highlighter, and this is in the shade Be My Highlight. Now this highlight I know kind of made waves around the YouTube beauty community recently, and for good reason. I think it's so beautiful. This is another one of those highlights that I will just put all over my face. You can see right here that you can definitely tell that it's on my skin. But for kind of medium skin tones, I think that this is perfect to dust all over your skin. If you're pale like myself, I would kind of be careful with it. I can still get away with it, but if I do wear this, I just try not to put a lot, or I'll do it when I'm not so pale, you know? I mean, let's be honest, I'm pretty much always pale, but I do think that it gives you more of a glow than the Wet n Wild and the Hourglass do, but in just such a natural, beautiful way. Now I'm going to talk about liquidy kind of highlights. My all-time favorite liquid highlight is by far the CoverFx Custom Enhancer Drops. Mine is in the shade Moonlight. Ugh, I love these so much. I don't think that there's anything quite like this on the market. I really don't. This is literally liquid metal. I know when these came out they were everywhere, but for good reason. I mean, look at this. Look at this. I'm amazed every time. That's ridiculous. So beautiful. My favorite way to use this is definitely by mixing it into my foundation. I mix it into my foundation today, especially if I have a more matte foundation that I love, but I just really want it to have a little bit more glow to it. I will throw this in there. I will throw this into already glowy foundations. I don't care. I don't generally just tap it onto the tops of my cheeks just because it is super intense that way. I will put this under my foundation on the places that I like to highlight, and then I'll put my foundation over it. Or sometimes I will even do my foundation and I will just take this and I will kind of rub it all over a beauty sponge and just kind of tap it all over my face to give my face an all-over glow. But these are freaking amazing. I love these so much. My next favorite liquid highlight is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector. Mine is in the shade Opal. These are also beautiful. I love the texture of these. The CoverFx Enhancer Drops are very liquidy. You kind of have to work with them a little quickly because they do kind of tend to dry quickly. But this is just, it's kind of moussey. Sometimes I'll take this under my foundation. I'll just put it on the spots that I want to highlight, and then I'll put my foundation over it. I will take this and I will put it over my foundation on the tops of my cheekbones, and I usually just pat that in using a beauty blender. I love using this when I do a strictly cream / liquid makeup look because I just think it looks so beautiful that way. It looks so gorgeous on top of like all liquids. But yeah, I love these two. These are definitely my two favorite liquid highlights. I just really don't think that you can kind of beat these. I think they're beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna move on to my two favorite loose highlights that I have. The first one is by the brand Cougar. This is in the shade Diamond Kiss. It's their Mineral Face and Body Shimmer. I got this in a BoxyCharm, and when I first opened it and swatched it, I was like, I'm not gonna like this. I'm not generally a gold highlight kind of girl. I really like champagne highlights, but this one, when you open it up, it kind of looks like a banana powder because it's so yellow. And when you swatch it, it just doesn't really look like anything. Like, I really did not think that I was gonna like this at all. And then I put it on my face and I fell in love with it. I wouldn't say you have to use a light hand. I just wouldn't go in over and over and over with it because you will start to kind of see the yellow come out in it. I think it's absolutely beautiful on the skin. It's just a beautiful powder. And my other favorite highlight is a super, super intense highlight. This is the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in the shade Illuminati. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I also didn't really think I was gonna like this as much as I do because if you open it, it is very glittery. Very glittery. Oh god, okay. But when you swatch this, I think this is one of those highlights that is perfect for like nighttime makeup. If you go clubbing or to, I don't know, nighttime, stuff that you do at night. I don't know, I never go anywhere. When it comes to highlight, I love more of a sheen on the skin, not so much like glitter. But when you put this on your cheeks, it is so freaking reflective. It is beautiful. When it captures the light, it's so, so gorgeous. It does have a little bit of glitter in it, but I don't really mind it too much somehow. Next, we have the OFRA highlighter in Rodeo Drive. First of all, like, I love the way that this looks. It's so pretty. This is also more of a golden kind of highlighter, but it has a little bit of kind of like a warm champagne in it. This is actually what I'm wearing on my cheekbones right now underneath that Hourglass powder. I also got this in a BoxyCharm as well, but this is just so beautiful, and the texture of it and the formula is so nice. Like, a little bit goes a long way. You do not have to use a lot of this powder. I literally just dipped my brush in it one time and put it on my face, and it was like bam, like it was there. The next one is also an OFRA highlight. It's kind of broken. I kind of broke it. I mean, it's not technically broken. I could glue it back in there, I guess, but yeah. I don't even think I dropped it or anything. I think just one day I opened it up and it was like, I am broken. These are the OFRA Illuminating Blush Stripes. I literally said that like 10 times before I got this right. I mainly stick to these two shades down here. So this pink champagne and this kind of pearly color. I love mixing those two together. I first saw this on Kathleen Light's channel. I saw her mention this, and when I saw it on her face, I had to buy it. Her cheeks looked wet. So this down here is kind of like a icy kind of champagne pink. Then we have this pearly shade right here. Then we have like this pink gold shade. It's kind of, it's a little bit duochrome actually, I feel like. Yeah, it's a little bit duochrome. It's like a peachy gold shade. And then the top here is a bronze shade. They make your cheeks look wet, like wet. And they're freaking gorgeous. This is the collaboration between Kathleen Lights and Makeup Geek. These have 3 shades in it. This is Sunlight, Starlight, and Nightlight. I think there's something for every skin tone in here. I can't really use this shade down here because it's obviously too dark for me, so I mainly stick to these two right here. But this is just like a gold, then we have a pinkish highlight, and then we have this bronzy highlight down here, which I've seen on deeper skin tones, and it's absolutely beautiful. My favorite shade in this palette, I think, would have to be the pink. If you're extremely, extremely pale, these might not work for you. You might be able to see them a little bit, you know, when you do that thing when you kind of look forward and you can see the little stripe on your face. These might do that for you, but if you're my skin tone or darker, they'll definitely work for you because they work for me. I love the packaging on this. I think it's gorgeous. And I love the pattern on the inside. I like this because it can be very subtle, but you can also build it up a lot. So if you want a natural highlight, You can achieve that with this palette, but if you also want a blinding highlight, just build this up like 2 or 3 times and boom, you got a blinding highlight. And the last highlight that I have to show you has been through a little wear and tear, as you can see, but this is the Mary Luminizer by the Balm. This was the first highlight that I ever really owned. I think this is the first highlight that I ever owned, really. It is so gorgeous, you guys. This is still probably top 3 highlights that I have, just because it's so classic. I feel like this is one of those highlighters that really started the highlighting craze. Every time that I don't use this for a while and I go back and I use this, I'm obsessed with it all over again. It's like a champagne gold. I think it's so beautiful on the skin. So yeah, definitely an oldie but a goodie. So yeah guys, that completes this video. I hope that you enjoyed seeing some of my all-time favorite highlights. It was so hard for me to narrow it down to however many I ended up narrowing it down to. I wanted to get it even lower than that, but I just love highlights so much, it was very hard for me. But yeah, I love seeing other people's favorite makeup products, so I thought that I would share mine. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos like this one, and I hope to see you guys in my next video. Bye! I will put this under my... This made what? There is a freaking gnat in here or something. Oh, I hope you can't see it.